For me,
Yes, you too.
yes, I'm not done, but I've done a
Or
bit.
you not done, but you've done a bit. Okay. Okay, so at the end of yesterday or the last time, we did this with JavaScript, right? So we created this grid. These numbers were created with JavaScript, like all these elements. Now, you see that this is all that is here. Numbers container, right? We can ignore these ones. These ones are commented out. So we just have numbers container, and then the rest of these classes, 1, 2, 3, 4, up to 100, were added with JavaScript. So what we did was we did a bit of styling here. Numbers container has this styling, this width. Most importantly, it is grid, and the columns are set up, 10 of them. And then there are class names for those items inside. So dot number would have these styles. And then since there are three types of numbers, prime, even, or odd, those situations are also handled with class names here. So in the JavaScript, it was pretty straightforward. Yeah, generates 1 to 100. So we first of all get that class, yeah, that element with that class, numbers container, as a variable. And then this is where the real thing happens. You just look from 1 to 100, create an element, add these class names to the element, one number because, number, everything in there is supposed to be a number. And then this number class, this is what it does. It just returns prime, even, or odd. Those were the class names that I showed you in CSS. So that's that. It just generates one of these for whatever number is passed in. So those two classes are added in, and then we add the text content, whether it's 1 or 50 or something like that, and append it to paragraph. Sorry, append this new class we created, this new element we created, paragraph, append it to numdiv, and that's it. It's all done. So yeah, that was that. Anyway, today we are moving on to event listeners. So, um, everything that happens when a user interacts, it's not even really just user interactions. Pretty much anything that can happen, any kind of interaction that can happen with a web page is an event. So sometimes we would want certain um, functionalities, functions, and stuff to happen whenever those events happen. So we use event listeners to make that possible. You want something to happen when this element, or rather the page has loaded. There's an event for that. You want something to happen when somebody clicks a button or clicks an element. So there's an event for that. Hovering over something, even the mouse moving is an event. The mouse entering an element, like going over the borders of an element, is an event. Leaving the borders of an element is an event. You press a key down, it's an event. You raise your hand, like the finger comes up, so the key goes back up, key up, that's also another event. There are a hell of a lot of events in JavaScript. So event listeners are used to watch out for when those particular events happen and do something according to your will, right? So a lot of functionality comes actually from event listeners because sure, it's great and all to do something like this, but this happens almost without control. Like the moment the page loads, this just happens. For the whole thing to make sense, you ideally want to have some control. Okay, where is it? We've got these four texts, these four pieces of text. I want hello world to go away. when I do something. So I put an event listener on this button that says remove second text. And if I click this button, hello world goes away. And it just looks more fun than if the page loaded, hello world goes away. You wouldn't even notice that happen. So, event listeners. All right, so common HTML events on click, on change, on mouse over, on mouse out, on key up, on key down, on load. We can add event listener method to any DOM object. And we use this add event listener method to listen to different event types on HTML elements. So the add event listener method takes two arguments, an event listener and a callback function. So we've got so ignore this listener here. This wasn't supposed to be here. It's supposed to be an event and a callback function. I don't know why you put event listener. This is events. This is where you say load, click, key up, mouse over. You know, those events that are possible in JavaScript. And then here you say what function should be run when that event happens, when that event occurs. Technically, there is a third argument to this method. It's just rarely used. And frankly, I don't think I've seen the reason to use it, a situation where I needed to use it yet. That could just be me, I mean, everything does have a use, right? So let's go take a look at that. You guys can still hear me, okay?
Yes.
Yes, I can hear you.
All right, that's great. So going over to this day 22 now, there was an event listener here somewhere. Oh, right. There wasn't really a, okay, two things now. There are event listeners that can be, events are everywhere, right? But you can add event listeners either from HTML or from JavaScript. As in, how do I put it? If we go to HTML, right, and we pick any of these things, any of these elements, and you write on, you see a bunch of all the events that are available for that element. Okay, so you can add an event listener from HTML this way. So for example, you can say, this is a div, right? Let's just say on click. On click of this div, what do we want to do? Yeah. Whenever this div is clicked, this function shout hello should be called. So over here, let me change this to 23 so that everything I'm doing now will be in the right place. So that was called shout hello, right? So shout hello should just, let's say alert. Alert is great. So alert hello. Straightforward, right? So that stuff was put on numbers container, which means anywhere in that whole div with numbers should make that happen. Oh, my bad. It was some JavaScript that we had in day22.js that was actually putting stuff into numbers container. So now that it's not there, numbers container would not have any height, I think, and so it will be invisible and we can't really use it. So I'm going to remove that and put it, that listener, and put it on third title instead. So this is third title. All right, so third title, let's go click on it. So I click on third title. Is there something? Okay. Okay. I think I see. The error I got here is shout hello is not defined. So I think this is a that's really interesting. You see, JavaScript, this whole stuff, this page or this part of the all these parts loads before this one, right? So having your script at the bottom and trying to do some adding some HTML event listeners can result to that problem. Let's see if I can add defer here. Let's see if defer would make a difference. Okay, still not. Okay, so let me have this in the head instead.
You're supposed to add defer only when the script tag is in the head element. Can you also add defer when it's down in the body?
I haven't really tried it before, actually. So let's see. This is still happening. Shout hello is not defined. Sorry, is there some kind of trouble?
Don't you think, because there was something like this. I don't know. Go back to your JavaScript code. You have to display. It's got to be equal to.
Sorry?
There was one thing I was doing. That if you don't equate it to the result, it will not show.
If you don't equate it to the
That's why I was
results.
trying to do what's it called? I created a calculator. So I've already done the when you click things, when you click on it. Hello? Are you there?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, let me tell you something. Let me do something. Go to your JavaScript. Let me show you what I was trying to do.
Okay.
Yeah. Right? Copy this function from 4 to 6. Copy it again and put it there. Again. Copy everything. Just put like a second function. We just change the name. Let me tell you what I did. Then you now change it to maybe solve. Instead of good, thank you. Then I did as an example. let's remove this alert hello. Let's maybe output output equal to document dot element document dot get element dot I maybe said just an example. Just yes.
Let me use query select. Okay, it had an ID. No worry, let's go with that.
Anyone,
Let's go with that ID.
just target the element, just target it. I want to just show you what I did. Okay. Then it's equal to the next line. You now said let just say let result be equal to output dot value. Maybe maybe I will just do, let me just say, because they were trying to evaluate. I'm just trying to do something. This line is to add the value that you are supposed to. But at the end of the day, I now did at the end of the day, I now said whatever I did here, result. That's so the document dot get element dot ID dot value is equal to result before the thing show. When
But
I
were you
just
let me see. Let's make this 2 and make this the main one.
then it will not work. It will not work until you put document dot that's the output dot value is equal to result. When you click it, that's when it will work. But that number
Output value is equal to results.
no, that output dot no, this output dot value they click when they click they were clicking, like for instance there was a verb in this place that made sure that when you are clicking values it will calculate the stuff in this number 10. I'm just giving an example. This number 10 they did a calculation here, like a verb is equal to a verb bracket and bracket close output dot value. Do you get?
Yeah.
Then before the thing show, I had to make the output dot value to be equal to result before the thing show. That's what I was trying to say.
But were you getting that error?
Yes, it did not work. It did not show.
Okay, let me see what, I don't know, somewhere would say about.
I'm trying to remember.
Are we missing out the callback function? What do you do?
No, we aren't really missing it out.
Okay.
Okay, let me do this. Let's say we have this shout hello, for example. Okay, maybe I'll start with this and then go back to that HTML one. Third title is equal to this element. I think I might be doing. Okay, I just wanted to be sure because in React you actually wouldn't call it. Well, no problem. So we've got third title, right? This H1. So over here, I could say third title dot on click is equal to shout hello. Let me move this up. You know why I'm moving it up?
So I can read it when it comes down.
Yeah, because it's no longer this one, so hoisting can't happen. It's now an arrow function. So once again, let's just make it alert hello.
Yeah. I think
Chrome was hanging for a moment. Okay, so anytime we click on this, we get the alert hello. So I suppose that would be, this would be way 2. Because the dot click, it's kind of like adding attributes. It's almost similar to saying on click from here, like on click is equal to something. Okay, the issue over here was that at the point this is loaded, this JavaScript had not, I don't know what I can write now. Is it async? Maybe that's another thing I'll look for. What I need is for this JavaScript to happen, to be loaded in before the body. Because what's happening is that this body is loaded in and then the JavaScript runs. And so at the point this body is loaded in, that function on shout hello does not exist. So it registers as undefined already, like this thing
so
doesn't
normally
exist.
it's the fact that
I
they
don't know
used
if
to
that
put in
makes
that
sense.
place now.
Eh?
That up there is the fact they used to put normally for what just display.
Yeah, but for some reason this is not this is loaded after this. And that's what's causing that issue. So over here, just doing third title on click is equal to shout hello. It's kind of similar to setting the HTML attributes to this. Other than this, we could do it the actual, the one that we saw in Asabene's listing. So that will be with the use of the add event listener method. So third title dot add event listener, and you see before they were on, before all of these events, on blur, on before input, on cancel, on all of those. But when you are writing events inside this add event listener method, there would be no of those, no on. It's just the event itself. So in this case, we want click. So on click, we want this function to run called shout hello. So now, here's where things get interesting. You shouldn't call shout hello here. You should only pass the reference to the function. So 2 things. It's either you are writing, you've defined the function somewhere else and you write just the function name, which is the reference to the function. Or 2, you third title dot add event listener, let's say on click again, and then you put the function here directly. Right, so it's either the function, reference, or you just put the function directly. But this is usually more used because, sure, this is just a simple, straightforward function, 2 lines. It doesn't look crazy. but some event listener functions, depending on what you want to do, can be really long. So having them inside here would kind of make your work look weird. So you could just pack your controller function, the function that says this should happen, that should happen, pack them somewhere else, and then in a part of your work, you neatly put, the things you want to happen, like this. So as you can see, you can have two event listeners, even for the same event on the same element. So let's try it out and see. So clicking third title, we get this hello, and we'll see hello world over here. The reason why you didn't see hello world appear immediately is that, as you know, alert kind of stops everything from happening until you respond to that. It's kind of like an asynchronous stuff. Until you respond to that alert, nothing else is going to happen on your page. Okay, so before we move on, I would still like to find out why that HTML thing wasn't working.
Wait,
So
if you write only one, it will not work.
if I write what?
Only one. Go back to your JavaScript. If you write only after you have defined this chat hello, you defined
Yeah.
it up, and you did not put 16, line 16. It will still work, abi?
I don't understand.
Like,
Like I should comment out this one.
no. Comment up line 16 down. Line 16, line 17, and line 18. Then run it.
Okay, whether just this one work? Yeah, it will
Uh,
work. They don't need to be doubled or something like that.
okay, you don't need to write the tool at once like that.
No.
You can
I
choose one.
just wanted to show that you can have. I wanted to show the two ways you can have your function in the event listener, either by passing
Okay,
a reference to something you've already created, or you write the function in there directly. Yeah. And I wanted to show that you can add two listeners, or rather multiple listeners, of even the same event to the same element, and they will still work.
okay. There's one event I want to do. I'm working on a project. When I click on the button, a
Yeah,
div contains some text. Like, when you want to all these frequently asked questions. That
yeah,
when you will notice that when they ask the question, you will not see the answer. And when you click on that button that is by the side, sure you
yeah,
get
yes.
the answer will not come down, will not drop down. You not see the answer, and when you click it back, it will disappear.
Okay. You see, those things, a lot of the work is in CSS. All you do in
Okay.
JavaScript is to add or remove a class. So that's why, this front-end work, they always start with HTML, CSS, and they build up on that very well. Because in JavaScript, really, you're not supposed to be doing so much like that, especially when it comes to styling, when it comes to appearance of your page. Your JavaScript is not really supposed to do so much. So it's a lot of the times the work is in the class names, the stylings. So you've done all the work. It's just to say, add this class when I do this, remove this class when I do this, and magic will be happening. Okay, so
Okay.
tell you
So you
what,
mean I
let
should
me
use
go.
it?
Let me go. We'll go to ChatGPT and we'll find out that HTML issue. Once that one is solved, we can probably try and just do something similar to what you're trying to say now.
Okay.
I have an HTML file. Do I call it an HTML page? They're kind of the same, right? Something is slowing down the system. Show hello. Uh-huh. I have the show hello. What's the word now? I have the show hello function in explain JavaScript file. What five? Yes. Okay, so the first one is ensure that this file is properly loaded and available before the element is rendered. If the script is loaded asynchronously or deferred, it may not be available when the element is clicked. Make sure the script tag appears before the elements. So is it that putting it in the head is not a viable option? Anyway, let's see. Scope issues. Defining the correct scope. It is defining the correct scope. It's in the global scope. So there were no typing errors or naming errors. It actually was on click like this and show hello. HTML encoding. Okay, they still have their script in the body, in the head, and I'm seeing defer. Hmm. Okay, anyway, let's see how that goes now. So shout hello, day 23. Defer, would defer really make that difference? Defer will prevent, okay, will prevent this event from firing until the script has loaded and finished evaluating.
Yeah.
Alright, defer. That does look viable. Okay.
You have not put
Think.
your click in the HTML element now.
Okay, I didn't put it. Oh, sorry. So on click is show hello. Okay, show hello is not defined. This is really troubling. So one last thing to try this weirdness. I don't think I'm spelling it wrong. Alright, show hello.
Check again.
Wow, I don't believe this. I don't believe this. It's actually a
Okay,
spelling
that's
error. Hey, God. This is amazing.
it has been working since. Oh,
Okay, but I'm still having this. Oh man, it's life not just funny. Okay, okay. This is definitely show hello. Okay, let's take it up. Let's take this guy back up. Make it fair. Do I need to refresh? It's really amazing. Show hello. I don't know. I feel like we should table this for some, I don't know, further research later.
okay.
Okay. Um, that's really interesting, honestly. Okay. So I'm just going to remove this once more. So now back to what you were saying. So let's say over here, I'm going to remove this. Uh, so let's say this is an accordion. And we've got a header. No need to be skimpy with names. Accordion header. An accordion header would have p tag. Let's call this question. And the button. What should be inside that button? Maybe it should just be a plus. Let's make it have a plus. And then beneath this, we've got um, accordion body. Let's say this also has a P that has. For the question, okay. So accordion. Hmm, there's really nothing much to be said for accordion itself, I think.
No, it's
Let's
accordion
just
head.
let me just put width full. Sorry, still writing full. 100, 100%. Accordion header is going to have with 100%. Display will be flex. Align items. Center.
The space between the justify content. The one we click.
Yeah, space between. So maybe some
Padding.
adding top and bottom. Let me just say 12px. And the other is 20px. Yes, this accordion should not be 100%. That's too wide. So currently, let's just make it 50%. And the margin of 40px auto. So it will be in the middle. Some what are these? I don't know, 6px. Small. Okay, so pretty much like this.
Let's design our button.
Button. What's that button called? Toggle accordion. So toggle accordion. I don't know. Let me say width is 24px. Height is also. Instead of putting height, maybe I should just put aspect ratio. Sometimes that behaves funnily, sure. But already
If you
6. Yeah.
I prefer you use padding to put space in the button. That thing that you want to do.
I know.
I
No,
want to see something.
there's a reason why I don't like to use padding for this, because the contents will not be the same. Like width and height would likely not be the same, so it would end up looking distorted. It won't be a square. So something like this, I think this button should be a square. So instead, I would rather give it display grid and place items center. It's just a small border on PX solids. Okay. Gainsborough too. The reason why I'm putting this fan is to ensure that
you want to design the plot.
Let me try it without this and see what happens.
Still work if we don't put span. Span, is it not when you want to design that in specially?
There are lots of reasons for span, sure, but all that is okay. Yeah, for this, let me say font size.
It's not give it color.
Color, okay, black.
Background color.
Backgrounds. Does it need a special background color?
That's for the button. No, I'm not talking about the header. Can I leave that one to be white? And it's the button I'm even interested in.
Okay. Say there's a border radius, but no border. So backgrounds. What's it called now?
Could be pink or maybe blue or purple. Purple define.
Purple. Purple, not that dark. Then color will be white.
Yes.
700. Yeah. Okay. Let's see what we have right now. Okay, this kind of does look fine, but there's no telling where the header starts and stops. And I don't think this thing is 28. So let's give this just a light border on PX. No need for this.
Increase the width of the button.
What did I remove here that made such a difference? Okay, I think it's this font size that's making it look weird. Okay, anyway, I know for this so much. So now, let's say that if this accordion also has the class active, so essentially this is going to be the trigger. The presence or absence of this active class is going to make everything happen. You understand? So if this
Okay.
has the class active and sorry, if this has the class active, accordion header inside of it should have, I don't know, maybe a slightly different background. Background should be
If you want to put
fine.
active, is it not when you put that thing, that column? Why are you putting that active?
No. Thinking of active as a class.
Okay.
So the accordion or any element to the class accordion that also has the class active. You see how it's looking? Accordion
But
active,
you did
and
not
it has
put
a child.
active in the. Do you get?
You can
In the
put style that
HTML
doesn't
element,
exist
it's not
now.
quite like it's not quite active.
Yeah, you can put a style that doesn't exist yet in your HTML. No wahala. If the style comes to exist, then it will happen.
Okay.
what I'm saying is that this will be the trigger. At the
Mm.
at the start, there would be no active, but you're going to use JavaScript to add active when you click that button,
Okay.
and then things will begin to look little differently from before. So that means I think we should add color white here. And I think a transition will be good. Transition, yeah, let's say all 300 ms and easing out maybe. Not like we'll really see the transition happen, sure, until we actually make things functional. Okay, this is great and all. So we can go work on accordion body.
Sure, you said we use JavaScript to add the active. Remove it from the HTML.
Yeah, well, accordion body width is 100. Me adding it manually is just to test and see that things are looking, as I want them to look,
Yes.
and all that. So it will still be removed. So now, what I like to mess with here is height. There's a particular pattern I use that works. You see, height and max height are interesting things, just like width and max width. You can set a width and still set a max width. And what happens is that as long as there's no clash between them, for example, you say width should be 100%, but then you now say max width should be 500 px. As long as both of them are okay, width will continue working. But if it ever becomes that width suddenly becomes greater than max width, then it's max width that will take effect. Does that make sense?
Okay.
So I think it's height auto, and then let's start with
Sure, you said
max
okay. That's
max
my
height 0. Let's see
what
how this
does
looks.
what does the height auto do?
Height auto. Height auto is actually the default. It's just use the content to show to give the height.
Okay.
So depending on the content, the height will be like that. So overflow hidden should actually confirm if things are hidden. Yeah. So overflow hidden takes away everything currently.
Hmm?
Hmm? This is what I mean. This is accordion, as you know. This is
Yes.
accordion header. But you look at accordion body,
Mm.
no height. So it's basically hidden.
Okay.
Before you were seeing that text, before I put the
Yeah.
overflow hidden. Yeah,
Yeah.
because things that overflow their containers will still show by default unless you go say overflow hidden. Does that make sense?
Okay. Yeah.
Eh. But now if dot accordion dot active, then accordion body should have max height and there's currently active, isn't there? Do I say on set? So it came back. All right, so on sets, I think on sets the better one. Okay, yeah, because usually when I do it, it's inside a ternary. So the max height only shows in one place. Okay, so here, let's add some padding. Let me just say 20 px and 16 px. So I'm also seeing a little bit of something. For this toggle accordion header, we gave it border radius of 10 px. So let's add this our nice Gainsborough shape. To this and a border radius of 10 px. Yeah. This is beginning to look like it, isn't it? So now I'm curious, if I remove this active, what would I see? I thought as much. Whenever you do this thing, padding would always come and bite you. Bite you at the back. So over here, we need to set padding back to 0. Especially padding top and bottom, we need to set them back to 0 because they also affect the height. This 20 px that is here is now causing some things to be visible. So let's just say padding 0. So we're also going to add some transition here as well. I'll just copy this transition that was here before. That was in the header for uniformity. So you can see now that it should be all set. So I think I should remove this. No. Oh, sorry, I'm mixing it up. This should be the 20 px and 16 px. And here with the height 0, it should be where there will be 0. Okay, so we have this. And if you come to accordion here, and put active, then we get this. Okay, and if you remove active, you get that. Do you see how it's sliding from the left? Kind of. Do you know why that's happening?
It's the transition now. But no video.
It is the transition, but it's also from this 0. This 0 that is here. You see, this pattern is 20 px, as in up and down 20 px, and left and right 16 px. So if I change this back to like this, that means there's only the vertical padding, up and down, that is actually changing. But this one is not changing. The reason why we're getting that slanted movement was that at first padding is 0, and then suddenly it becomes 16 within the span of 300 milliseconds. So it's like 0 to 16. So if I leave these two constants, then we shouldn't be seeing that issue. Yeah, see, it just comes down. And it has that nice closing effect too. So, what more do you want in an accordion? So all you have to do now is just add a listener to accordion. You guys are going to do that. Add a listener to accordion. Add a listener to this button. That whenever it's clicked, it would toggle What's
Active.
it called? Toggle active. So who can do that? Who's up for that?
Let me try.
What would you name your function?
I would say display paragraph or this paragraph. This para.
Don't be using short forms for this thing. Oh. Your function name, variable name, they should be as clear as possible. Even
Okay.
class names, as clear as possible to pass across some information.
Okay. So let's use the display paragraph now. So that if anybody see, they will know what I'm doing.
So display paragraph. All right.
So let me say let display.
Normalize using const instead.
Okay, const okay, display.
Except you know that you are going to reassign that thing.
Okay. Display.
So display.
Document dot get element dot id. Was it class name? Class name. Class name. What's the name of that class name again? Accordion. Accordion.
Yeah, accordion.
Mm.
So let's just keep in mind the button is called toggle accordion.
Okay.
Okay. My class name accordion.
Okay. So my one is that when I target, I'm coming. Let me think. If I target, okay, let me say, let's um, let me say let button another
Let button.
cost button. Sorry, cost
Cost
button.
button.
Target
Okay.
button time,
Okay. Target button.
which is document dot get class name toggle button. So let's say
All right.
okay, I will not say when I click listen. Oh, I'm thinking. So I will not say
Okay. Wait.
target button.
Sorry. For these kinds of things, they are best done globally.
Okay.
Especially, I like to have them at the top of the page up there. Any declaration, any variable,
So it should not be
like
inside the
element
function.
from variable. Let it just be outside. Let everywhere have access to it. You may have another function some other time that
So I
we
would
need to
need
use this.
okay. They will not say target button dot on click.
So that means, where should I do that one? Inside the function or outside?
Inside, yes, inside the function, inside.
Okay.
So I click on the button.
Target button dot on click.
Add class name. Okay. Target button dot on click is equal to wait to let me think. Oh, wait to I want to that thing output dot add class name active.
So you call it display. You know
Yes,
what? I
display.
think this
Yes.
display is a little, let's call it accordion.
Okay.
You know that component is called an accordion.
Yes, yes.
And anyway, if you are ever
Accordion
looking for styles for it, you just look for accordion, you see it. Okay, so
accordion
accordion,
dot class dot add class name.
mm, are you
If
sure
you
it's
want
add
to add
class name?
hmm?
Are you sure it's add class name?
Is it class list? I'm trying to remember it.
First of all, look at the three things that are showing when you say accordion.
Wait, let me see.
Okay. Let me hover on accordion. What do you see?
HTML collection.
Why are you seeing HTML collection? HTML collection now means that it's not one element.
It's an array.
An array-ish of elements. So why are you
Okay.
seeing HTML collection?
When
Does anyone have the answer to that?
I remember it now.
We did get element by class name. This is correct. We're looking for accordion. All this is correct. But why are we seeing HTML collection here?
Because it doesn't have only one element in it now. There are not many.
There is only one element here in that collection. There's only one element. There's only one thing named accordion, or with the class name accordion. Bashir, do you know the answer?
What is it?
It would
No,
display
sorry.
as if
You don't. No, so
Okay, for class names, because class names are known to, many elements can have the same class name. So when you target class names, JavaScript assumes that it just returns an array of everything that has that class name. So it returns an array. So you're trying to target one, you have to work with the indexes or just give it an ID.
okay. So all these get element by methods. Apart from ID, the rest return HTML collection. So it's something to be wary of, or it's something to keep in mind. So, and what can we do to this now to get this to show the element and not the HTML collection?
What we will do is just to change, add an ID to that class.
No, I don't want to. I don't want to adjust HTML. What can you do right now in the JavaScript? And we're not changing the method either. We're not changing this get element by class name. We're doing something to this line that will make accordion show an element, not an HTML collection.
What about if we say .id?
Think about it well. You have something that looks like an array, meaning there are indexes, and there's only one item inside it. How would you access that one item?
Wow.
Hannah,
So
you
use
have
the
an
index.
array. You can use the index. How would you use the index?
It will be angle bracket 0. There's only one index that is inside.
This is angle bracket.
No. That one square array bracket.
Okay, square bracket 0. Yes, awesome. So this is square bracket 0, and we see now we have an element. So generally, this is why yeah?
This
So
accordion, I'm thinking, I want to think. This accordion have only one element is inside the array. The HTML collection is only one element.
Because we know inside our HTML there's only one item, there's only one element with the class accordion.
Okay,
We know.
okay.
Eh.
Okay, I'm trying to get okay. Okay, I get it.
Yeah. So you should know that there is only one element inside this thing. So just getting the first one is enough. So anyway, this is kind of like why I try to avoid getting them by class name, because it's easy to forget this thing. So usually I just go with query selector for most of my things.
If you had
But
used
this-
query selector for the class
Yeah.
name, will it also give you that node? This
Yeah,
HTML collection?
directly, yeah.
Okay, it will not give you that HTML collection stuff.
No, it won't.
Okay, I'm not.
So query selector accordion gives you elements or null.
Okay.
So that's that. But let's leave this for now. So yes, accordion. So accordion dot. You were saying add class name. Is it add class name?
I want to say it's class list. I've forgotten the method. What is the then?
It's class lists. Class list dot
Active. The
toggle.
name.
Okay, somebody said toggle. Do you want to go with that, or you want to try something else?
Toggle. Why toggle?
Yours, exactly.
Because I
Why
said
toggle? It's a good question.
toggle is answer.
So Bashir, do you have an answer for her about why toggle?
No, I don't have an answer.
No, you don't have an answer. Okay. This is your phone call. Don't disappoint. We give you answer with us. So are you calling? Okay, you've called a friend. Are you are you going to ask the audience? Yeah. So
Right.
Jojo, add or toggle?
Now add the won't put
It's add. You want to
Class.
put? Okay. So what are you adding?
the class name now.
What's the class name now?
Active.
Active. All right. Anything else?
Well, let me think. Oh. I say when I click this button, I should add last name this. Okay, now they have added the class name. Immediately they have the class name. That this thing will work now. That thing will just come up. All the thing we have written, all the CSS will work.
Something like that.
Let us go and try it first. If it does not work, we'll come back now.
All right. So everybody's okay with this. Nobody's saying anything. So we'll try it now.
Then we need to call this display paragraph
We need to call it. Okay.
in the we need to go to no. I mean that is it that they will call it? Did not call the last one.
And how did I do the last one?
You went to the HTML element side.
Let's ignore the HTML element side. These are the 2 or 3 things I did so far that worked. These 3 that I did to third title. So look at the one that you've done and see if you can take dressing. We had a function that does something.
No, I know what to do. No, relax, I know what to do. You know what you don't do. Okay. Come to the line 27. Now
Okay.
then you have to const name another function. What's in okay, no. It will be come let me think. Oh. This okay, what I'm saying is I've added the class name. So I want to add an event listener to that. Okay. Do
Yeah.
click, then you now put display paragraph. That's what I'm thinking.
Sorry, say that again.
Accordion. No, it's the button no, that I want to click, or not the accordion. No.
Okay.
It's button. Toggle button.
Okay, we should change it to toggle button. I think that's better. All right, toggle button.
Dot. Add event listener.
So we are having the same issue with toggle button. Toggle button is also an HTML collection. So I'll help you out and add this one since you've done it before.
Okay. dot add event listener. Click. Then you now put display paragraph. Call it there.
Okay.
Okay, no, don't call it. It's true. You say it's the name that will.
So are you fine with the line, the thing inside display paragraph? Are you fine with it the way it is, or you feel something else should be done to it?
Let me, please, my group member, please help me. I don't know.
Sorry.
So where are our group members?
So and Bashe, don't leave your girl hanging, no.
Bashi, you're asking something.
But this will make her hang.
Fifi, I don't think I've heard your voice today. Are you with us at all?
Yeah, I'm with you. I did.
Help us out now. 25, is it going to be like that, or we should just save it and go and check it?
Let's go and check it.
Let's go and check it. All right, so we click on this.
Hey, walk.
Okay, but 25 actually is troublesome. There are two things.
You don't know how my ass won't cut me just now.
There are two things wrong with it. One, this is an event listener. Saying toggle button dot on click is setting an event. Listen now, dot title dot on click, and we put a function here, as in this thing should run when this item is clicked. So it's like setting an event listener inside an event listener. This was unnecessary. This part was unnecessary. Like this was fine. Let's go look at that. Right now, the second problem is that you only added active. If you click it again, nothing will happen because it's going to try to add active again. So now how do we solve that problem? Yes, fine, when this guy is loaded up and you click it, you do get something. But normally if you click it again, it's supposed to go away. So
when you do double click now.
Which one be double click? Double click is when you do sharp now, like tap.
Okay, sharp.
But that's double click. But once you tap, it opens. You tap, it closes. You tap, it opens. That's all. Yeah. So what change do you think you can make here? Anybody?
My group member, so.
But yeah, Fifi, now do you have anything to add here for this one? I mean, this was straightforward now, Shay.
Yeah, so should we just have another function that says maybe close paragraph?
Then when do you want the function to run? Because it's still going to be the same click. Are you going to have one to display paragraph and another one to close paragraph on the same click? Then nothing would happen. Okay, let's try that out.
You already said it's not work now.
It's good to see that it will not work now.
Okay.
This one is remove.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's look at it. Well, we have display paragraph that adds active. We have close paragraph that removes active. And both of them are event listeners on click or toggle button. So if you click, you see, look at this place. Yeah. Just keep your eyes in that place.
You can't see each other.
It changes and nothing happens. Yeah, because as this one is opening, the other one is closing immediately. So you will not see anything happen. So that means you need to have one function and you need to make a decision inside that function. Like it can go either way. So again, from all the things you've learned so far, what are you applying to make that happen? Okay, first of all, what's the problem? Currently, you want it to open and close. So why is it not? Why is it remaining open the entire time? Why is it not closing? Yeah, it's a simple question. Why is it not closing when you click the button again?
Because
Yes,
the
you.
active is still there. The active class is
Because
still there.
you're not, your code is not doing anything to remove that active. So that means this code, this same display paragraph should do something sometimes to remove active. Under what condition should it remove active?
If you click it again,
No. Well, how would it know that you've clicked it again? If you click it now and come back after 2 hours, what does it? How would it know that this is again and not first time?
I think if the active class is still there, Abi.
Okay, that's a valid condition. If the active class is there, remove it. So how would you check if the active class is there? Let's
If
go look at
statement.
if statement. Yes, if statement. But what would be inside the if statement?
the condition.
Okay, and the condition would be I'm coming to this place to look for. You see, this was where we did class lists, all our class list methods. So you guys should look through these methods and think of the one that you feel is the one that can say, yeah, you can use this method to check if a class exists currently in an element.
Okay, that one that in line 103 contain.
Contains. Okay. So how am I writing the if statement?
What's the one of my friend that they?
You see?
I'm calling my friend. I've told her what she should use.
So, friend.
Please, can you share the link, what's it called? What's that? Attendance something.
Oh, 413. All right, thank you for reminding me. So this short break that we're taking, people should be thinking about it. So how will we write the if statement? Hannah, I don't think I've heard you today. Now it's your time to shine. You understand? All right, so the form is in the chat. So please fill quickly and let's just resume.
Okay.
So are we all done?
I'm done.
Is someone else also done? Anyone else also done?
Yes.
All right. So condition. How do we check if active exists in the class list?
Okay, can you show me that code again where you show me where the content is? Let me do it.
Okay. See it here. So you can see contains returns boolean. So you
Okay, so
simply
let's do
say,
accordion dot class list dot contain class list.
so I should just write accordion dot class list.
So if
All right, if accordion dot class list dot
I prefer
contains what?
ternary.
It's going to be very long.
Mm,
So if statement ain't so bad. You see now, see how long it is. Then you now
okay.
have a ternary come down.
No, it's
Besides,
okay.
later on you will see a reason for this if.
Okay.
Mm. So it contains what?
Dot active.
Contains dot active.
Did they put dot in that place? Go and check it again. Yes,
This here dot
you could not just remove it.
is when you do and you don't see, then you learn better now.
Okay.
So yeah, if it
Then
contains active, then what should happen?
return.
Not really need to return anything.
Okay, we don't need to return anything. We should
No.
just do this for
So
Yeah,
is
you
it
just do.
like remove event list now, something like that?
There is something like remove event listener. That's something we're going to look at after this example, because I think this example should have covered a lot about event listeners. The only thing left is just how to remove them, when to, or should I say why we remove them. But that's after this, not right now. Okay, so if it contains active, what are we doing?
We cannot call a function inside the function now, so it makes sense.
I don't understand.
I wanted to say we should take line 31 inside the 26.
No, we can't do that.
That's what I'm saying. Okay, then if it contains active, what do you want? I want
What? Say it in clear terms, in English. What do you want to happen if you click
Display
this button
paragraph, right?
and no. This is already going. Whenever you click that button, display paragraph is going to run. Now you have some decisions to make based on whether this accordion contains active when display paragraph runs. So if accordion contains the active class, what do you want to happen?
remove the active.
So how do you remove the active?
Accordion dot class list dot remove active.
See, it's very nice and simple and logical, is it not?
It's because of the way you are teaching it. That's why it is easy. If it's only me now, I'm not going to think like this.
So we have this. If the class list contains active, remove it. If it doesn't, add it. Now, all of this so far, okay, let's test it first and it works. So we've got the button, you click the button, this comes out, you click the button, it goes back. It's nice
Wow.
and smooth, right? Now, if it were just this that we needed to do, then all of this could have been summarized with one line. Accordion dot class list dot toggle, as your friend suggested but refused to explain himself, active. Okay, so I'm just going to comment out this if. So once again, that's it. But we see another problem. What's the problem happening here that you see?
No.
Hannah, I know that you have seen this issue. Hannah, what's the issue that is happening here?
Can you click again?
Okay, I've clicked again.
And close them?
Yes.
I got a hue or something. I don't know.
It's a visual issue, like something it's kind of out of place, sort of.
Is that styling supposed to go back? The
No, it's not really about the time, or it's about something that is remaining on the page and it's not changing. Something that ideally you would expect to change.
Okay.
the button should
Yeah,
like
it should be
be.
minor. Oh,
Yes, there is no minus showing. It's always plus. Yeah, sometimes you would see an arrow that's carrot down. It will be flipping around 180 degrees, face up, face down, depending on which one. But if you see plus, you would expect that when you click on the plus and it opens, you will now see minus. But this is not happening. So that's the final thing.
so we want to fix that problem,
How do we
right?
how do we do that? And first of all, doing that, yeah, I want to fix that problem. First of all, that was the reason why I didn't really make noise for the active, for the toggle, because toggle just only does the toggling. It doesn't allow the possibility for more code to be written if this one contains active. Like if the accordion contains the class, the element contains the class we're checking. It's just going to only remove or add the class depending on whatever other things that you may want to do at the same time. This wouldn't give you the chance for that. So the if statement is better here because you have the flexibility to do more stuff. If accordion, the class list contains active, fine, remove active from accordion, do this to another element, do that to another element. But if it doesn't contain active, do that to accordion, do that to somewhere else. You see, you can do that with an if statement. So yeah, what else are we doing? Let's go look at the HTML so that we'll decide what exactly we're doing.
I know what we want to do. We need to change
You know
the
what we want to
inner
do?
test of toggle button to minus.
That means you
Eh,
have to create another button.
No, create another
No.
button. No, create another button. That place where we say toggle accordion, so you just want to change this plus to minus when you remove active. So, so to be toggle button dot okay inner test. Then write minus for inside. Just put just
Okay, so if it contains active, then we want minus.
minus. That's what I'm. This thing I need to
What
go and
what if it doesn't contain active?
then inner test should be plus.
Yeah.
Toggle button that inner text should be plus. Okay. Sorry. So let's go see that.
Hey, just you go to father program.
But it's inverted. It's when it has gone away that we are seeing minus. So what should we do?
Okay, no, put it opposite. Go back, go back, go back. Let us correct it. Go back. Badass programmer. Go back. Put a 30. Put plus. Put plus for there.
I've switched them.
Have you switched it?
Yeah.
Let me see what you
Yeah.
did.
So
Let me
look
see
at
your
it
code.
now.
Let me see your code.
No, it's just that I just switched it. I just removed the minus and put a plus over here. I removed this plus and put minus.
Okay. That was all right.
So that's
Badass
it.
programmer.
You have an accordion now, right? So I suppose this was very sort of an interesting class on event listeners, right?
Yeah, it's very practical. But
Okay,
I
so
think
now let's do something a little bit more. Before we get to that, remove event listener. Let's just do something tiny. So now we have this accordion. What if we had two other accordions, just like it. Let me see. This one is why is this that there? Um, ah, that wasn't supposed to be the one. Yes.
You will start getting all these questions that we have the same this thing.
Say what?
We start getting all those questions that we have the same. That have to, oh wow. Okay.
Aha. So we have this. Who are you? How do you form? Where do you belong? So how is it going to work now? This one is working.
The problem I have with this thing
This
is
one
that
is not working. And this one is not working. So what do we need to do?
but do you notice one thing? That
No, I
when
did
you
not.
when you click on this plus button, it pushes the other one down.
Yes, it does.
What about if we want a situation whereby it will not push it down, it will just appear, just be on top of it?
Then that's the CSS problem. I'll leave you to think about that.
Okay. I understand. Okay, so what's your question, please?
My question is, this one is working.
Mm-hmm.
This one is not working. And this one is not working.
Do they have the same class name, everything?
Yeah, you saw me copy and paste them. All I changed was just this question. Who are you? How do you form? Where do you belong?
My group member. Oh.
Oh, I should leave that one as assignment. It's already 5 o'clock.
No, we still have 6 minutes. My group members are here.
Let's do it together. Me, I'm still wrapping my head around it because I always miss class. Hey, Joe, please, shall know me.
Now me send you to the Miss class.
No, it's not my fault like that. I beg.
Anna.
But
Yes.
okay.
Okay, well, let's click now. What is
All right,
really
so let me give you a hint. Let me give you a hint. If we remove this 0 that is here,
okay,
and remove this 0 that is here, and turn this to accordions, and this one to toggle buttons. How about it? Is it coming to your head better?
If we do that, so you know that is not HTML element too. Yeah. It's not an HTML element. And you know that thing is not like an array. So we'll go the loop now.
Okay, let me, to save time, this is what we're going to do, right? We have toggle button. So this time around, or rather, we have an kind of an array of toggle buttons. So it would be nicer to do this with query selector, but let's still do it with this HTML collection. So what you have to do now is that you have to place an event listener on every single item. You understand? So all your toggle buttons, you need to place an event listener on them. And what's the best way to do something repeatedly?
Give them the same class name.
No. Repeated tasks in JavaScript, what's the best way to do it?
Function.
Loop.
Loop.
For loop.
So yeah.
Exactly, loop. So what's the, how would you write a loop? Let's write a loop that would loop through toggle buttons. All right, so let's say for We're going to use indexes instead of a for off loop. We'll see why later. Let I be equal to 0. I less than toggle buttons dot length. Remember they have length. I plus plus. So I'm putting this in here. Adjust this to make it accept I.
Okay. Please put this toggle button. Put what's array bracket I inside.
Okay, so first of all, we're going to make it toggle button. So we're looking at the HTML collection, and then we put I. All right. So now this means that every time we call toggle, for every single toggle button, we've added an event listener for this. But that's just half of the problem. We also need to come here and adjust this function, right? Display paragraphs. So now, you see we have a little trouble over here. For us to properly adjust this display paragraph, it needs to accept an index. Let's say I, for example. So that will mean that it will actually be checking, accordion, accordion. This should be accordions. And then they will take I. And this one should be toggle button. It will be S. I will take I. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So now, again, a small change needs to happen here. We need to make this display, we need to put I into this display paragraph. So again, how would you do that?
You call it now. Put a
If you simply call it
put I inside.
Okay.
But you said that we should not put.
Yes, I said so. And let's go see why. What do you see?
It's happening at the same time.
Well, that's one thing. It's going to call the function. If you call a function in here, remember I said we're supposed to only pass a reference or directly put the function, like directly write the function. If you call it like this, it's going to call that function at the unload of that document, and that's the end. That's the end. It's like the listener is not going to work again, like you saw right now. As the page loaded, it ran. All of them are open, but the listener is not working again because it's like you are not putting the function itself, you are putting the result of the function there. So you are just going to see the result and it will never happen again. So instead of this, what you should do is to do this. You can just put a small arrow function. So this now becomes the function it's looking at. It's looking at, you built a small function that says, anytime this thing is clicked, run this function to call display paragraph with I. I don't know if this makes sense to you. So like this is the way to go about it.
This your please this what's it? What we the Visual Studio Code? No, that's a code. Visual. That way you are writing it. Can we have that? Can I have that? Let me just
like I should put it online.
Like GitHub.
Okay, so I'll just push to GitHub then.
Yeah, so that I can just study it again.
Well, wait, all these things would have been avoided if we use the query selector, Abi.
Okay, if we did use query selector, let me just do these. No. All right, so query selector all these, and we get a node list. So the main difference with a node list in this situation is that so create selector. So you can do toggle buttons dot for each, and then you have, let me just say button, and this is where things get interesting. So button dot add event listener, click. Let me comment this out. And well, you can still basically do this. Okay, that means instead of just button, you can say button index idx. You know, you get now for each. The first parameter is button, second is index, third is array. So again, you can still do this. Display paragraph idx. Okay, we can leave this one like this.
We could not use for each for that HTML element because it's not an array, right?
This one itself is not an array. HTML collections don't have the for each method, but node list has the for each method. So that's another reason why people gravitate towards it, because you know you do for each and do whatever you want. But with an HTML collection, it has to be a for loop of for off. I think for off will also work. Yeah, I think for off loop will also work. But anyhow, it has to be like a regular loop. So that's that.
So you can just decide to just convert it to an array like array.form.
Yes, you can. Like what we did the other day.
Yes.
You do array.from, array.from, and you do that, you get it converted. But with a node list, you don't really need that. You can just do for each and move on.
Okay.
Okay, so now removing, let me just go through, let's just slide through this slowly and see what's up here. Okay, I think we still need to do a lot more things. So tomorrow's class will still continue with event listener. Let's just stop here and we'll look at, more examples. Today we only did click. I mean, sure, it was expansive. There was a fun example attached to it, but we only did click. So we can try looking at other things. There's double click as well, mouse enter, and also looking at inputs. I think someone was talking of something about inputs. You enter something in an input and so happens, and blah, blah, blah. And then getting value from input. That is also another nice one. Getting value from inputs.
See, but Edward, don't rush it. To take your time. If it's even only one thing we do want, like this one that we have done for this on click now, I can go to the code and do things myself. I don't practice. Let's not rush it. If it's even only one, because this thing is the major thing in the Java space. So I've been learning things. And the one that we want to do next, maybe you can bring example that like practical
People
work.
should bring
Like
your code so that we'll not spend time writing HTML and CSS.
okay, let's bring that one. Okay, no problem. Because this one that you just
If
did,
you
I
have
will just
forms,
go and
if you have
copy.
form, any form you did with HTML, CSS, bring it tomorrow.
Okay.
So we use it and look at using event listener on input to do, on input, on change, on submit. If possible, let's have some radios as well, not just regular text input or email input. Radio checkbox, doing stuff to them.
Okay. No
The
problem.
submit button.
There's one thing I'm also that I've done that thing in that front end method where you will put if you put your age, your date of birth, it will calculate the number of months,
Yeah.
the number of years, and there's another thing to calculate your date. So if you put a wrong, maybe for instance, you know that every month have 30 days, and you now going to put like 35 days, 35, it will tell you that you will say wrong input, or you should input something else.
Yeah.
Okay, let me see if I can push it on GitHub. I've not done it too. I will try. Do the HTML and CSS.
So let me see. Now we need to be in intermediate and day 23.
Did you not put the previous one? Put the previous
No,
one.
they're all there.
Okay.
They're all there. You just have to navigate out.
Say your GitHub link. Drop it on this thing. Let me just go and click on it now.
So you guys can see that there.
Thank you so much. Oh,
I appreciate you. I appreciate
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
very much.
Thank you, sir.
Others then has done so much for me. Oh. If I'm in any class and they are teaching, I used to understand it fast.
So now wetin you dey talk yesterday with that?
I go
Why
to
you
after
talk
they teach
like
the
that?
now make
Why
they
you
teach
dey like
the
that?
the
See wetin you
the
type for. You see wetin you type for group.
what that type?
You don't know wetin you type. Go check wetin
So
you type.
Basha. Okay, the one I type for group where you can't go respond.
You say?
I said the one I type for group where I thought say
Yes,
then
now
they make
don't
big
say
day.
people dey laugh. Yes, now.
Now me type na. What's happen? Do you know the guys have no specificity? No, but nothing would they learn every day.
Okay, CSS, Abi.
Because he taught something. He said that when you put a P